2020 has been a fantastic year for the stock market. It was probably the best year for the stock market. Just back in March, we had a massive dip of 30% due to everybody panic selling. There was a pandemic, shutdown, lockdowns, quarantine, all that kind of stuff. But now we're at all-time highs.
Bruh.
Absolutely crazy. I don't think we've had the stock market crash like this and recover this fast before. I'm shocked myself still. But if you guys want to get rich fast or make a whole lot of money real quick, this was the year to do it. I mean, if you just took advantage of any S&P 500 index funds, you would have made a whole lot of return right now. And not to mention individual stocks like Apple, Amazon, Tesla, you would have made a whole lot of money if you invested in those at their dip, at their lowest in March. Honestly, guys, I knew a time and opportunity like this would come, which is why I was well prepared in advance for a time like this. I was patient, I was very patient, and when everything started crashing, when the whole world seems like to be going to an end, it was time for action. And boy, oh boy, did I do. This year, my portfolios, if you sum them all together, is $100,000. Well, it's actually more than $100,000. I did withdraw about 20 to 30 grand this year because I just wanted to take some profits. Overall, I did hit $100,000 this year, which I am still shocked myself because I'm just like, wow. Just insane. I never thought I would hit $100,000 this fast. I mean, just back in March, before all this pandemic and all this market crashes and stuff, I was just sitting at $30,000. And now we're here. So how did I do it? And how you guys can do it too. Honestly, anybody can do this. But for me, guys, nobody taught me what to buy, what to sell. No one really taught me how the stock market works. Nobody really sat down next to me saying that, okay, you should do this, you should do that. None of that. I was all self-taught myself. And that was because based on a lot of research and books, especially books. In this video, guys, I'm going to be showing you guys 3 books that I read that extremely helped me to get prepared and get ready for a situation like this. And I also recommend them to you if you want to take your investor skills or knowledge, or if you guys just want to learn about the stock market or overall investing. I recommend these books to you as well. After all, the next major crash is coming. We don't know when. It could be next year. It could be 5 years, it can be 12 years, 10 years, 15 years. Nobody knows, but a crash like March, a crash like 2008, and a crash back in like 2000 is coming again in the future. But nobody knows for sure when. But it's gonna happen. So it's best to be prepared and ready for that day, because once that stuff happens, once everything crashes, everything just goes on a discount, and that's when you come with the action. And that's where you make a whole lot of money. All right, let's begin. All I ask in return is a like and subscribing. If you guys are a new viewer on this channel we talk a lot about fitness, nutrition, and investments. These are subjects that I love talking about and I have a lot of experience in, which I think I can bring a lot of value. So if you guys dig with that, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you guys won't miss any videos. All right. Let's begin. All books mentioned in this video is linked in the description, so if you guys are interested in getting them, the link is there. All right, the first book is called Warren Buffett and the Interpretation of Financial Statements. Investing anywhere, guys, or even just the stock market needs a foundation when you guys start. You guys need to know exactly what you're doing. It's like working out pretty much, right? Building muscle. You guys have to get that foundation first, then you guys can go up another level. This book right here does just that. Pretty much what this book teaches you is how to read the financial statements of companies. These are balance sheets, income statements, and cash flow statements of companies. These financial statements are really important to know, so this way you can decide if the company that you're trying to invest in is a good choice. Ultimately, it tells you if the business is a good stock to invest in. For example, the balance sheet talks about how healthy the company is, how much assets they got, how much debt they got, how much liabilities, and all that kind of stuff. But this book will go into details. It will talk about all the different types of assets and debt, what to pay attention to and what to look for to justify if the companies that you're looking at, the balance sheet, is healthy or not. Or if it really is healthy, it may be an illusion, we don't know, but this book will teach you the tips and tricks on how to figure these out, and it'll just give you that nice base foundation, what to look for every time when you're trying to buy a new stock or get into another investment into the stock market. So this book really gets you to understand the basics of the stock market, and I think this one is a very, very important one. Knowing the basics and knowing what you're getting yourself into is extremely important. And the fact that you know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing when you're buying these companies. You got to know what you're buying into, and you got to know if it's a good one or not. And of course, you always want to study and analyze any company that you guys want to invest in. That is the difference between you getting rich and getting poorer. So that is very important. So overall, guys, my opinion, I've been investing in the stock market for quite some time, and I read this book like 2-3 years ago. This actually helped me make smarter choices in the stock market. There's a lot of companies I used to invest in that I thought they were actually good companies. After looking at their financial statements and knowing what to look for here, they weren't really good companies at all. And I did lose some money on them. So I highly do recommend this book. It's a really good one. And I'll give you some cool tips and tricks from Warren Buffett himself. Well, from Mary Buffett, which is I think she's related to Warren Buffett. I think like daughter-in-law or something. But anyways, I highly recommend this book. All right, the second book, none other than The Intelligent Investor. And it even says it here, guys, by far, let us zoom in, by far the best book on investing ever written. None other than Warren Buffett himself. And we all know who Warren Buffett is, man. We all know who Warren Buffett is. So this is a very good book to read. You guys probably heard about this book many times, and honestly, it's one of the best books out there on investing, hands down. One of the best books out there on investing, even up to this date. I mean, one of the major things that this book teaches you is, speculating versus investing. A lot of investors mistake investing with speculating and speculating with investing, and it's a very good thing to know what you're getting yourself into in any stock, whether it's a long-term hold or it's speculating. You never know what's going to happen. So this book really teaches you what to look for and how you can define a stock or a company based on speculating or actual investing. And I gotta be honest, a lot of investors get this wrong. I mean, a lot of investors make this mistake a lot. They think it's an investment when they buy stock. That's a big mistake, and that's because of greed and a lot of people trying to make a lot of money really fast. And that always comes back to bite them right in the ass big time. So that's one good thing about this book. It really tells you the difference and it really goes deep into that. Another thing that this book teaches you is that how to control your emotions, which in my opinion is a big lesson when it comes to stock market. Especially when you guys are buying a stock or buying an investment for the long term. You guys need to be able to control and understand your emotions, not to get the best of you, because if that happens, man, it's just not good for anybody. It's not good for your money. It's not good for your decision you make. You end up regretting it. So emotions is a very big, it plays a big role in investing in the stock market. And if you guys can control it, that's one of the strongest and one of the most powerful things that you guys can do. I'll give you a fantastic example. Back in March of 2020, we had a massive panic sell for no reason. Like, why would Amazon dip 25%? Wouldn't they thrive in lockdowns and shutdowns and stay-at-home orders? Won't they thrive in that? Or even just Apple and Tesla. I mean, just look at Tesla. It dropped in March 60%. If you understood the business, the fundamentals, the core business of Tesla, you would put your entire savings into that account. Not saying that you should, but you would have. And if you did, oh boy, if you did, today you would have made it 800% return. What stock gives you this? What investment gives you 800% in a single year? Less than a year. I mean, this was in March, now we're at December. 9 months. 800%. If you put $1,000 into that stock at the lowest point in March, when it was at 60% down from its highs, today you would be sitting at $9,000. That's an $8,000 profit within literally 9 months. Insane. If you bought at the dip, or if you bought more, if you already had Tesla shares and you bought more at the dip, you would have made a lot of money. And all you did was what? You were relaxed, you were patient, you stayed calm, and you saw an opportunity, and you saw this stock was heavily discounted, and you took action. While everybody was panicking and being scared, you took action the right way. You waited, you were relaxed, you did everything right, and now you're sitting on some big gains. And this book teaches you all that on how to control your emotions, on how to look at the fundamentals of businesses, because fundamentals always wins in the long term. If you look at Microsoft, if you look at Google, if you look at Apple, regardless, if you just look at the entire years, the entire lifespan of these companies in the stock market, you can see there's a lot of dips, and these dips are where you need to be buying. Companies that will thrive, companies that have a fantastic balance sheet, a fantastic income statement, a fantastic cash flow, and that's where the first book comes in. But if we look at the entire lifespan of these stocks, they're up. I mean, the fundamentals always win, guys. You can never bet against fundamentals. But that's what investing is compared to speculating, which is, again, something that this book extremely well and goes in details with on how to differ the two. But if you guys take advantage of these situations, it pays off big time. So overall, that's what this book talks about, The Intelligent Investor. It really does get you intelligent, especially when times get really tough and rough and there's a market crash and the whole world's falling apart. This book really helps you meditate, I guess you can say. It calms you down in those situations. We're all human beings. We all get scared when things go down, FOMO, when things go up. And you know, this book will really calm you down and bring you back to earth and will help you make smart decisions. So I really recommend this book. It really brings your investing skills to the next level. It did for me, at least. And yeah, I highly recommend this book. All right, moving on to the third book. And the third book is not mainly towards the stock market. It generally talks about investing. And for sure you guys heard about this one. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Phenomenal book. 20 years as the #1 personal finance book of all time. Gotta agree with that. Honestly, guys, when I was first starting off investing, before I even started off investing, I didn't know what to do with my money. Anything I made from my work, from my job that I used to work, I would just spend it off on clothes, you know, shoes, cars, you know, all these expenses and liabilities. And obviously at that time I was at school, and you know, school doesn't teach you anything about money. It doesn't teach you about investing. It doesn't even tell you how to do your taxes, which is just, I mean, that's an everyday thing. I don't know why they don't do that, but school trains you to become an employee. That's what I realized afterwards I finished school. That's what it does. But this book really changed my perception towards money, where to put it for growth and what to do with it and what not to do with it. Like, put your money towards assets that will make you more money rather than put your money in liabilities, buying designer clothes, all those things, and losing a whole lot of money. It also talks about real estate, precious metals, gold and silver, the stock market, obviously, pretty much assets that you guys can put in your investments that can help you guys grow and be more richer. This is my first ever book that I read when I decided to change my life in terms of money and investing and learning about how money works. And this money really got my attention when it came to saving money, where to put it for better, and make the right decisions. And if I didn't read this book, I probably wouldn't have been where I am today, where I have over $100,000 in my own portfolio. So it's an eye-opener for sure. One thing I can say about this book, guys, is that if you guys are wondering or curious or concerned about investing anywhere really, but you guys think it's risky, or you know, you may lose everything and stuff, this book really changes your mind. I mean, it doesn't change your mind, it educates you in the right direction. It puts you one step closer to the right direction. It really does answer all your questions and concerns that you have, and it gets you more comfortable with making the right decisions. And when you guys do that, well, that's one step closer to not worrying about money when you're older. So I highly recommend this book. If you guys never read any investing books before, or if you guys want to just, you know, expand your knowledge in investments and investing, I really do recommend reading this book. It does give you an eye-opener, and it's a good book to read to start investing or just learning more about it. So I highly recommend it. And these are the 3 books that changed my life and really helped me understand how investment works, where to put your money, and how to grow it. My perception towards money has completely now changed thanks to these books. Obviously, there's a lot more books out there that will help you out in investing and money, but I really personally believe that these 3 books are extremely powerful and strong and really opens you up to a whole new world. It really does change your perception. And if you guys are planning to start investing or to even enhance your investing skills, these 3 books are gold. So I highly recommend these books. Links in the description if you guys are interested. I truly hope that this video really helped you guys out. And if you guys enjoyed, help me out by hitting that like button. And if you guys did enjoy this video, you guys will definitely enjoy these videos. And as always, guys, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.